Hey guys, it's Cheyenne. How are you guys doing today? I have not updated you guys in a while, and I just wanted to finally, my hair's a little crazy, it's up. I had a long night in the hospital last night. Um but I just kind of wanted to tell you guys what happened during my first trimester. I am now in my second trimester. I know what I'm having, and I have a name picked out, and we're having a reveal party Sunday, this coming Sunday, and I'll post that video too. But this is kind of going to be like, I don't know, first trimester must-haves, what it was like for me in my first trimester, and what it's like going into my second trimester. I am 14 weeks now. And I'm glad I waited to post this video because my first trimester was terrible. And I made a video and I just did not post it. It was mostly me complaining. Before I tell you about my first trimester, guys, I just want to say that I know that I am extremely lucky and blessed to be going through all of this. And I wouldn't give it up for the world, but it has been so difficult. So first, to start off, for when I found out I was pregnant, I wasn't having any symptoms. I was really tired, and that was a little weird for me because I was coming home and sleeping. But other than that, I mean, I really didn't have any symptoms. And then I think like a week and a half after I found out, my nausea set in, and I didn't have sickness. I wasn't throwing up, but my nausea was unbelievable. And I was so tired, but the nausea really was getting me. It was just terrible. I ended up trying literally everything you can try. I tried ginger ale, ginger candies, peppermint, Sprite, 7-Up. I tried eating crackers. I tried eating small snacks just all day long instead of eating meals. I tried eating meals. I think I just tried everything that I could try, and finally when I went to the doctors for my first doctor's appointment, I said I need something. And he gave me, excuse me if I'm pronouncing this wrong, he gave me diclegis, and that medicine, I swear to you, saved my life. And if you're going through morning sickness and excuse me, I have such bad acid reflux and gas, and I'm just burping all day long, all the time. But if you are really nauseous and or have morning sickness and you've tried everything and it's just not going away, I really do recommend diclegis. It really worked for me. I'm still taking it, but this is hold on, before I go there, I was going to tell you about, what happened and why I was in the hospital and all that stuff. But in my first trimester, I wasn't getting sick, but I couldn't really eat full meals, so I wasn't eating that often. So I went from the first time I was weighed, I was 189, and the last time I was weighed, I was 171. So I lost almost 20 pounds in that time frame, and it was really scary for me because I'm like, I'm not getting sick, so I shouldn't be losing this much weight, but it was really just because I wasn't eating. So for my first trimester must-haves, I'm going to tell you guys diclegis is a must-have for me. I was really against getting medicine from the doctor. I really just wanted to try to deal with it, and I wanted to just try to handle it on my own. But I really just got to the point where I couldn't. And for me, diclegis was a definite must-have. Some other things was saltine crackers and Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its were still just a little too greasy for me, so the saltine crackers worked. Soup helped a little bit. Water, guys, water. I don't think I could say this enough, and I heard it so much in your guys' videos, how important water is, but I don't think I've ever drank so much water in my life. I literally probably drink, before I was pregnant, I would drink probably a bottle a day, just a bottle of water. I have always kind of liked water, just tasteless. It doesn't really do anything for me. So I always drink like a bottle a day. But now I'm drinking like 3 or 4 bottles a day. And if I don't, I feel so much more tired than I would if I was drinking water. It just really makes me feel a lot better. It keeps me hydrated, keeps my fluids up. I've been drinking Zephyr Hills water. That's just been my go-to since I was pregnant because they sell them in the really big containers. You can get the 35 packs from Walmart for decently cheap. So water. I've tried some Gatorades. I don't really drink a lot of fruit juices besides orange juice. But I definitely, first trimester, must have water. Other than that, guys, I mean, those were water, crackers, and diclegus were the only things I needed for my first trimester. I did already start to kind of grow out of my clothes. It's not that they don't fit because I can still get them to button, but the tightness of them kind of hurts. So if I wear them, I just put a hair tie around it instead of buttoning them. And my sweet mama went and bought me some clothes that do not fit me. That way I do not have to wear tight clothes, and when I start to grow, I will grow into them. I experienced in my first trimester the two things that I experienced the most. I had a little bit of breast tenderness, but that wasn't really a big thing for me. Sometimes it was really bad, other times there was none. But the two things for me was nausea and drowsiness, fatigue. I was so tired all the time. I just would come home from work. Excuse me. And I work full time, so I would come home from work and I'd go to sleep. I'd get up to make dinner, take a shower, and I'd go back to sleep and sleep the rest of the night. And I did that for maybe two weeks straight. I just had no energy. And then finally, I got to the point in my first trimester where I wasn't that tired. Instead of coming home and going to sleep, I'd stay up, and I would go to sleep around 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then I would sleep like a baby the whole night. Let's see, what else do I need to tell you about my first trimester? I don't know, I think that's pretty much it. I wasn't really moody. There was not a lot of moodiness. I was more mellow than anything. There was a couple times. My best friend told me that she was coming to my reveal shower, and she just said it in a way because we had been talking about it, and she was like, I worked that day. I really can't get it off. I'm like, my whole family works Saturday, so I can't do it on a Saturday. And I was like, I was so upset because she is literally my best friend. And she was like, I said to her, I was like, boo, my best friend can't make it, but I understand she's a working mom. I understand. I will never, ever give her a guilt trip about working, because I'm going to be a working mom. And a lot of her friends are stay-at-home moms, and I will never say anything bad about that either, but she gets a lot of crap sometimes because she is the only working mom in her group of friends. And so I know that for me it's going to be difficult sometimes too, because I'm going to be a full-time working mom. And so I said, I understand you are a working mom, and I will never be upset with you if you can't come to something because of that. But then she had said to me, she said, I will be there no matter what. I will be there. I wouldn't be your best friend if I wasn't. And this is the one time that I got my mom looked at me, she said, you are so pregnant. And then she was scared for me because I was bawling my eyes out, and then I was like, the only reason I'm crying like this is because I'm pregnant. And then I just started this hysterical laughter that I couldn't stop, and I was crying at the same time. So my mom was just like, are you okay? She was like, I don't know what to do here. So I think that happened to me one other time, where I was just really, really, really crying, and then it turned into laughter, but that was really as moody as I got. There were some times where Justin would be really upset that I was so tired. He was like, there's a lot of pregnant women who do a lot more than you do. And I said, oh no, you're not going to tell me that, because I am so tired and I need you to stop and not complain about how tired I am. Thankfully, in my second trimester, though, my energy has gone up a lot. Oh, guys. Okay. So, we're going into my second trimester now. That was really it for my first trimester. I'm just going to recap for you. First trimester, diclegus, crackers, and water. All necessary for me. If you are against taking medicines or diclegus doesn't work for you, I am so sorry, but that is what worked for me, and it was a lifesaver, and I was telling everybody, this is my miracle drug. It literally saved my life. I started being able to eat again. Nighttime was still really hard for me. For some reason, I was just get really bad acid reflux. I wouldn't lay down after I eat. I'd have to walk around. It was just really, really bad for me. So that's about it for the first trimester. I'm going to repeat myself one more time because it was just so super important to me and to the health of my baby and prenatals, of course, but any mother or any expecting mother should know prenatals. Get one that works for you. If one is making you sick, go to a different one. Find one that works for you. I was prescribed ones that were like this huge. Hold on, excuse me. I'm pregnant, okay? I was prescribed ones that were like this huge and I couldn't take them with my morning sickness. It would just make me gag. So I went and got tiny itty bitty baby ones and I would just take 4 of those a day and that would be my prenatal. So prenatals, diclegus, water, crackers. What worked for me. Now going into my second trimester, I was so excited because I was like, maybe that will be it with the morning sickness. And my energy definitely did go up, but I have not stopped being nauseous and sick. I am 14 weeks and 1 day today. I was, when I turned 12 weeks, I was still really nauseous, still really tired. And then 13 weeks, I was a little less nauseous. It was still, now it's just mostly at night. I was really nauseous at night, but during the day I was fine. I was feeling good. I was feeling upbeat. I was feeling energized. And so I stopped taking my diclegus for 2 days, and this was actually like 2 days ago. And I was like, I'm feeling really good. I felt like my diclegus that I took at night was part of the reason I was so sick, so I was like, well, maybe I'll stop taking it to see. And I stopped taking it, and the first night I stopped taking it was a really good night. I wasn't nauseous. I mean, I was a little acidy, but that was about it. I wasn't really nauseous, so it was a good night. The next morning I didn't take it, was a good morning. I wasn't nauseous. I was energized. I was having fun. Then that afternoon, I started feeling really sick, and I was like, this is not good. But I was like, but I don't want to go back to taking diclegus. I honestly, as much as I loved it, I don't want to be on medicine my entire pregnancy. I don't want to. And so I was like, I'm really just going to try to work through this and see where it goes. And then the next day, that day, I didn't take it all day. I felt decent pretty much the rest of the day. I felt the same as I would if I was taking diclegus. So there wasn't really much of a difference. The next day, though, which was for me yesterday, I woke up and I felt really nauseous. No, I woke up and I felt okay. And then I was up at like 6:30 in the morning, and then at, I think 9, I threw up. And then like 10, I threw up. I ate breakfast around 11. And then an hour later, I was driving down the road in my car, and I just like projectile vomited. And then I got home and I threw up. And then every time I was throwing up all the liquids I was trying to keep down. Then again, I threw up, and finally Justin came home, and I was telling him, I was like, this is not normal. Even if I was taking diclegus, this is not normal. No, I should not be throwing up this much. When I wasn't on diclegus, I was not throwing up. When I was on diclegus, I was not throwing up. It's not normal for me to vomit. I maybe vomited 2 or 3 times through my whole first 12 weeks. The rest of the time I was just really nauseous. So it was not normal for me to be vomiting like that. And then I was like, I'm going to eat this soup. He got me home-style chicken noodle soup, and it was so good. I scarfed it down. It was so delicious. It was like one of the only things I ate that day, so I was like, oh, this is so good. But I scarfed it down. I kind of slowly. It's not like you can eat soup way too fast or anything, but I ate that. I drank the broth. I found out what I was having, so I went to Walmart because I was like really wanting to buy clothes, and I threw up everything I ate. And I had told Justin before I threw it up, I said, if I cannot keep this soup down, I am going to go to the hospital, because at this point I have not been able to keep liquids or foods down for more than 12 hours, and I've been throwing up since last night, and within the last 12 hours I've thrown up more than 4 times. And I had looked it up because I was starting to get worried, because I knew this was not normal, especially not for me. So I looked it up, and what I had found was that if you throw up more than 4 times in 12 hours, excuse me, and you cannot keep anything down, no foods or liquids, for more than 12 hours, then definitely go to the hospital or go to your doctor. And at this point, unfortunately, it was like 6:30, so I couldn't go to my doctor, and so I went to the hospital. I was definitely really dehydrated, and they gave me fluids. They gave me some medicine for acids, and then they gave me some nausea medicine, and I was feeling a little bit better, but then I started feeling really nauseous, and that was because I hadn't ate. So she gave me some crackers, and I ate the crackers with peanut butter, and it was so good, and I did not throw up, which is just amazing. I was feeling so much better. When I went in there, I was crying. The wait was an hour and a half. I was just so sad. But we did find something out that is kind of scary. Not something that we really need to worry about yet, but it is kind of scary. It's called like placenta perfexa or something like that. I am probably not saying it right. I might even be completely wrong. But what it is my placenta is in the way of my birth canal. So where my placenta is placed is right where the baby would be coming out, which means that if it does not move, I will have to have a C-section. And if it does not move, I could have vaginal bleeding and some other issues, which is scary. But the good news for me is that I know ahead of time, and because I'm only 14 weeks right now, the more I grow, the more the baby grows, the more my belly and my uterus grows, the more chance there is of that placenta moving out of the way. So I think that, there's a good chance for that, and I am definitely okay with that. If it doesn't move, I am okay with getting a C-section. It obviously is not in anybody's birth plans when they first think about it with their first child, but I'm okay with it. It's not something that I'm going to cry about. It makes me a little nervous. It makes me a little sad, but it's definitely something I'm okay with. Other than that, guys, I'm having a reveal party. Someone's calling me, and I'm not going to answer. I'm having a reveal party this Sunday, and that's when Justin and my whole family gets to find out what I'm having, and I'm so excited, and I will post that video too. If you guys have any questions, if I didn't answer anything, or if you want to see a different type of video, just leave a comment down below, and I will be happy to post and or answer any questions. Alright, love you guys. Have a great day.